Hi there, if you want to learn how to create sound effects, you are in the right place. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create these kind of clicky, wet UI types of sounds that you can use in your project. So with that said, let's get right into our project here and I'll show you how I created these. All right, so here we are inside of Reaper, and the way that I started to create these is by recording some sort of sound. It could be any sound really. This is the sound that I started off with. I'm just gonna take off the effects here. It's basically just a toy car that was just kind of moving back and forward in front of the microphone. I just attached an LFO here that I put onto the pitch here. Right, it just makes it a bit more wet and gives more of that high frequency movement. After that, I added a bit of movement here. So you can see I did a similar thing where I have a fast LFO. I'm assigning that to the pitch. I wanted to do a tremolo. So if I play this here, right, and then after that, I just basically did the same thing, but with other lanes here. So I did the same thing here, but in this lane I had a ring modulator. And then for this one, I just did the same thing again here, but with this time with a comb filter and disperser and shaper table. Right, and that's how I came up with all of these different takes here. Right, so every time I was adding an effect or a lane, I just basically printed it out here. After that, what I did is I used RxDclick, and I exported these with just the output the clicks only. So once I did that, it sounds something like this. It's quite heavy on my computer right now, but you get the idea. I printed that out. I think this was one of these examples. No, that was a different one. But basically, I printed that out, and then I brought it back into Faceplant, and then I started processing it again. So the first thing I did here is I put it inside of a granular synthesis here, added some filters, and everything is basically getting modulated with this LFO here, which is basically just a downward LFO that's going really fast. I did like this kind of triple kind of transient thing at the beginning, but basically I'm assigning it to different parameters here: the cutoff, the grain envelope, the pitch, the cutoff of this filter as well, the drive here of this shaper table, the drive of this shaper here. Right, so everything's getting the same LFO in just different amounts. Right, and with that I could get these kind of clicky and poppy sounds. That was kind of cool. I wanted to try something a little bit different, so I imported it into here. This sounded cool. What you could also do is keep this going like this. And then just make it a little bit faster. Right, you can get some sounds that way, but what really worked here is just having an audio follower. But what actually I had some pretty good results with is just putting in the file here. So if I take off my effects here and I just place, I'm going to take off my effects on there as well. So this is basically my raw recording here. Right, so a lot of high clicky information. It's just kind of very clicky. You don't get much out of it, but once you start adding effects, you can completely change the sound. So here I added a shaper and a filter and a stereo just to kind of bring it in. I didn't want it to be so wide, especially if it's going to be used as a UI sound or something like that. And then after that, the kind of key ingredient here was adding 2 versions of OTT here. So here's the first one. I think the second one is the same. Yeah, they're both at 100%. So extreme settings here. Right, and they completely change the sound. Right, and now I can just go here. I can grab maybe one of these here on here, and I can do the exact same thing here. Right, but you get the idea. It's just a really quick and fun way to get a lot of cool different textures out of it, different sci-fi textures, and they're just really good, especially if you keep the release pretty short and you just keep it to a short click here. right? You can get a lot of cool different like UI sounds or sounds you can use for like guns or whatever different elements you're creating in your design. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this cool and fun technique. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of fun to just generate a lot of cool different kinds of textures. All right, so I hope you found this video useful and valuable. If you want to see another tutorial where I show how to create other sci-fi sound effects, I'll have it on the screen here. And just a reminder to grab the Vital Wavetable pack. If you haven't already picked it up, I'll have a link in the description below, and it's completely free. So with that said, I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.